At the beginning of the stream, the area was covered in trees. This is the origin of the name Beamfleot. The collapse of London during the start of World War II put the lives of its residents in danger. People left the city and moved to Beamfleot. The area has undergone decades of growth and is now a low-density suburban village. We present a project that focuses on issues of collective character and belonging, speculating how this can positively influence planning for local communities in neighborhood planning. We do so by working with a comprehensive participatory framework, including a 2D game engagement project for children built into a web platform, followed by drawing and modeling co-design workshops. We take as a case study the current development of North Beamfleot in Basildon. This choice of the location is particularly relevant. There was a small town called North Beamfleot under the government of Basildon, and as North Beamfleot gradually developed, the town became a major tourist attraction. In recent years, the development framework given by the government does not match the needs of local people of North Beamfleot, and the villagers cannot engage well in the construction of the North Beamfleot community. As a result, North Beamfleot is left with a task too large for their capabilities in the way. More than ever, cohesion and joint forces will be the key for future success. The location is a typical suburban neighborhood on the fringes of Basildon. Between 2016 and 2018, there were 4 suburban council schemes in the community planning district. Only the Bowers Gifford and North Beamfleot neighborhood plan have been approved and is about to put into effect. An anatomical map clearly describes the project flow and the results. The project consists of the neighborhood plans planning map, the site's introduction and zoning process, the design of both online and offline games, and the feedback test results. To enhance the neighborhood's ecology, for local planning solutions have been proposed. In 1990, the UK started to create regional laws, which were gradually modified. For improving regional and environmental planning, this includes neighborhood plans, which provide locals the opportunity to create their own community plans, help the local government create plans. A neighborhood plan for Basildon includes new schools, 2,000 homes, and transportation facilities. Plans A through E were submitted in order, with Plan E serving as the final implementation plan. Plan E focuses on improving infrastructure construction, especially large-scale green infrastructure. The original North Beamfleot, Bowers Gifford, and Health Farm form the one village. It not only maintains the old community, but also the inner connection with the residents. New construction zones are established around the area. Part line, which runs across the area to connect the neighboring cities, is still the principal thoroughfare, but the plan also includes bicycle and pedestrian lines. London Road goes on and serves the new neighborhood of Pitsea. A few buildings will be constructed around the historic residential zones, while most of the new buildings will be spread around the regional village. A new primary school and 2,000 additional residents have been added to the neighborhood. The new residential area is not effectively connected to neighboring residential districts, which is in line with the plan's goal of maintaining the existing community status. In the neighborhood plan diagram, it is mentioned that local residents want to maintain regional independence and avoid becoming part of Basildon. From the relapse of local staff, it can be seen that the lack of their own sense of identity and expansion of surrounding cities have made residents avoid of losing their sense of belonging to the region. It is clear from the site zoning that North Beamfleot is unevenly distributed around the region. The north and south of the site are clearly divided, and the majority of the population is concentrated in a small sector in the north that is largely independent and unconnected to its surroundings. Therefore, for local residents, the sense of independence brought by the geographical environment and the anxiety of lack of identity at a psychological level, it reinforces the idea of residents wanting to remain independent. As wartime experiences are forgotten and a new urban development hits, residents' attachment to the region will gradually diminish until it is replaced by a new regional environment and culture. Were detected to creating a platform that can assist the citizens in allaying their worries caused by the above causes. The main users of the game are children, and based on local history, the game will encourage deeper emotional connection and increase physical contact to deepen human attachment. The game has two components, an online part and an offline part, with offline games being an extension of online games. At the same time, the game is inspired by 2D platform games, and a rich sensory experience is achieved through simple operations, and the parkour game also inspired us to place real scenes in the game to deepen the player's original impression. The game's settings make reference to accepted design principles. Players should feel more invested in the game if it is playable, appealing, and has fair rewards, penalties, and mechanisms. The design process for online games has gone through two stages. Initially, it was a 2D platformer game. Players' mobile exploration mainly relies on the platform side and scene to complete. We have enhanced the game's operability and the playability after testing. In the second iteration, we combine the various levels with the scene's present circumstance, and the player now simply jumps with moving objects to traverse the entire field. The game's map is converted from North Beamfleot's real terrain and is split into blocks. The whole site is divided into several large areas and corresponds to different levels. The levels map out many unique historical information. In the game, the player also has many interactive mechanics, including communication, enemy attacks, and hidden game scenes. The matching QR code, which offers an introduction to the offline situation in this location and the activities that can be done, will come up when the player completes the online game. The site's attributes will be used to create offline game, and the outcomes will be shared and posted after the event. We analyze the artwork in order to determine the player's perceptions of the sighting. Workshop is an extension to the game part that focuses on player analysis of the game, how to make plans based on local knowledge. We use Lego to simulate the construction of a city. The drawing on the right shows the original distribution of the site. In Workshop 1, a total of 8 volunteers tested and pieced a map model based on their own understanding. After that, models are abstracted into a color block matrix, which is easy to classify and calculate. The different functional classifications are separated from the patch matrix, which shows the planner's design preferences. When the color blocks are overlaid, the distribution of areas with different shades of color is obtained, thus filtering out areas with a high distribution rate. After overlaying the functional areas, a new area planning map is produced. In Workshop 1, participants planned the residential areas and infrastructure mostly in the area of the original village, with a focus on the site center. However, Workshop 2 is different from Workshop 1 in that it needs to piece models in the form of groups, work together after discussing ideas and planning, and then design from a child's point of view. The same methodology is used to analyze Workshop 2, and an abstract matrix diagram is created. We saw during the discussion that volunteers' proposals mostly focus on the site's public areas, with the intention of preserving the original site, architecture, and the local area. The two seminars clearly came to different conclusions. Volunteers' personal modeling preference is to keep the scale of the original sites. Set planning is more dispersed as a result of team talks that often focus on game-relevant regions. Some of the issues with the testing in Workshop 1 were resolved by discussions and teamwork in Workshop 2, comparatively objective planning results. We have conducted statistical surveys at different stages. From the online game questionnaire, we can see that the areas that players are interested in are gathered in the center of the northern part of the site. After collecting and analyzing the works of offline activities, the interests and the preferences of the distribution of functional areas of the site are obtained. The feedback from the workshop was relatively average site planning. The majority of the residential area is centered in the site center, and the infrastructure is dispersed along the road. After summarizing the three feedbacks into a planning map, compare it with Plan E in the neighborhood plan. The one village plan maintains independence but also isolates it from the neighborhood. The new plan expands on the regional village scale and increases connectivity. Obviously, this is just a planning simulation based on testing, and the planning considerations for people should be based on their real needs. The project's goal is to provide local residents with the platform, so they may decide whether to change or maintain the site's building and facilities, keep the sense of place in the area. The platform game in this case serves as a medium to connect the residents with the area. It inspires residents to think about community planning and to deepen their understanding of the site and their identity as they review the history and experience the environment. The experiments in the workshop demonstrated the impact of the game experience on players when they changed their identity to that of planners. Thus, the platform can be used as a tool to help residents make plans and have a positive impact. In the neighborhood planning, better decisions on regional development are made. Players can download our game for free and play a demo version of it on the game website. Next is a demo clip.